Hello, we are back in my messy kitchen again. And yes, it is still messy because I don't bother to clean off the countertops. But I had a question about proteins. So I figured let me just do a video talking about proteins and the proteins that I eat. The supplements, the snacks, everything protein-wise that I eat. So unfortunately, I don't have everything on hand because our butcher box has not arrived yet. So just to start, eggs. I always have eggs on hand. I have egg whites on hand so that sometimes I can bump up the volume of what I'm eating without adding the extra calories and fat that are in the yolk. The whole egg is very, very tasty if you don't have any kind of egg sensitivities. So as always, track everything, track your symptoms, make sure that you know, do you feel something after eating certain foods? So having said that, we're not gonna say it again. So eggs are really good. I have homemade yogurt. I mentioned that the other day that I made homemade yogurt in the Instapot. Again, if you want more details on that, just send me a message or comment and I will give you more details. Then we also have, like I've mentioned before, our butcher box. So butcher box or grassroots co-op is where I typically do most of my meat shopping. But there's also a local farm store that has meats now a lot more. So I will be supplementing with stuff from there because it's nice to be able to just run, grab it versus waiting for my box to show up. But this is a little example here. This is ground bison. If you've never tried bison, it's delicious. I love theirs. It is, let's see, and it tells you on here, no antibiotics or added hormones ever, which is very good. Pasture raised, grass fed, 23 grams of protein per serving. Lots and lots of protein here. And per serving, let's see, it's 4 ounces per serving. So this is a pound, so there's 4 servings in it. It is 8 grams of fat, 0 carbs, obviously, 23 grams of protein. So this is a good punch of protein, some healthy fats, and no carbs. So really great option. Again, that's where I get chicken breasts. They have chicken strips. They have chicken wings, chicken legs, whole chickens. I also get ground beef from there. The ground beef is going to have more fat than ground bison, but you can use the ground bison just the same as you would ground beef. Pork, roast, I mean, pretty much all kinds of meats. They even have fish with Butcher Box now as well. So lots of options there. This one, unfortunately, this is kind of, I don't buy from them anymore, but this was wild-caught Alaskan Halibut and Cod. These were just some of the ones that I have on hand. I also have salmon. They don't have the nutrition label on here, so I always have to look it up to remember what it is. I think I remember when I was talking to a client this morning, like 18-ish grams of protein for some fish. So somewhere between, I think 18 to 30 maybe is probably, well, that was different size. 30 was for the 6 ounce. So like a 4 ounce, 3 ounce, 4 ounce, we're talking somewhere in the teens probably. But again, these are gonna be low in fat. Sorry about my children yelling over here. These are gonna be low in fat, high in protein, easy to digest. They're delicious. I love these because I can do so many things with it. I can cut it up in little chunks and cook it up and season it however I feel like. I can cook it as a whole fillet. Delicious. And it's super easy. I take it out of the freezer, I let it thaw, and sometimes, I'll make myself some little fish chunks to go with a salad for lunch, and it's delicious. But again, chickens, pork, ground beef, roasts of any kind. The important thing, again, is the quality of the meat is where it's at. That's where it's at. You eat, especially beef that is grass-fed, pasture-raised, regenerative farming. That is the best one because they're getting the most nutrients from the soil, and those nutrients transfer through to you. Again, if you're shopping at the grocery store, chances are you're getting conventionally raised, they're packed into a feedlot, they're, fed garbage and hormones and all of that stuff, and they're stressed out, and all of that is in the meat that you're eating and in the fat from the meat that you're eating. So if you can afford it, do your best to buy the quality meat and leave the junk meat alone. You know, if you're gonna have to take a cut somewhere, try to find a way to cut something else out so that you can spend extra money to get high quality protein, because it's very important. So that's just your standard, you know, chicken, fish, beef, pork, standard type proteins that everybody or lots of people eat. You know, those you don't need a lot of information about. Now, supplementation, that's where it gets a little bit different. And I know Jason has talked about his supplements. Honestly, for most of us, I would say to get the amount of protein, especially if you are physically active and you're building muscle, to get the amount of protein you need, you probably need to supplement with something. The supplements are great because it's usually 20 grams per serving of the protein. So I'm going to show you all of the proteins that I have, which I personally do not use all of them. I have at some point, but we have several of us in this house that are using it. So this is the one I do use every single day. It's the Collagen Protein. This one is from Bulletproof. There's other brands. I know there's a Vital Proteins that's pretty good, and that one you can get at Target, probably at the grocery store. This one I buy either directly from them, or I'll get it through Amazon. So check, you know, Bulletproof. You can check pricing. Is it better? You might get a coupon or something if you go straight to the website. But collagen is great because, again, it is for one serving, which is 2 scoops of it. It's 70 calories, bless you, 18 grams of protein, which is 20 grams of hydrolyzed collagen. And you know, obviously no fat. It's got, you know, all the amino acids and stuff that you need in it. It is, it's very good for your joints and your bones and your hair and your nails and your skin. It's good for the gut. Collagen is just it's a very good protein that, again, I find is easy to digest. It's easy to use, especially the unflavored one, because you can put it in anything. I mix it in my coffee in the morning. I've mixed it into tea. I have mixed it into my yogurt. I have mixed it into oatmeal. I mean, you can pretty much mix it into anything and it will dissolve unflavored and works out perfectly. So that's one option in the realm of kind of like, that's kind of a anything do with it. When you start talking shake-wise, I know I've mentioned this before, egg white protein is an option. This is one, I originally got this because I needed to cut fat down. So this it's, you know, basically it's 0.5 grams of fat for the serving, 23 grams of protein. So a good punch of protein. This one is a vanilla. They have a chocolate flavor as well. Let me hold that back up there. I get this one from Amazon. This does include some digestive enzymes, which again, for me with my digestive issues was a nice option. Do not put egg white protein into something hot unless you want sweet scrambled egg whites. I made that mistake once. I will never do that again. So unless you want them to scramble, don't put them in hot liquid, only in cold or room temperature liquids. Another thing, which I know I've talked about, let's go keep with proteins. I've talked about these, is the naked pea protein. I have the one that is it's called hot chocolate flavor, so it's got sweetener in it. This one is just literally yellow pea protein, or this has a little coconut sugar and cacao powder. If you get the unflavored, it is literally just yellow pea protein and nothing else. So again, minimal ingredients is always better. It's actually better for you to add flavoring yourself versus getting something that's got a lot of ingredients to create the flavor. But again, this one is 4 grams of fat, 25 protein. So this one's a little higher on the protein side. 8 carbs because of the sugar and the cacao in it. But you could get it vanilla flavored, you can get it plain, and then flavor yourself if you want to keep all of that, you know, carbs and everything a little bit lower. Another option, obviously just regular old peanut butter works. Peanut butter itself, just because I have it here, is, and this is the kind I would recommend, whether it's this brand or not, the natural, that the ingredients are peanuts and a little salt. That's it. Peanuts and salt. There's nothing else. There's no oils. There's no sugars. There's nothing else added to it. It's runny. The oil separates out. If you're going to buy peanut butter, buy one that does that. Regular peanut butter is 16 grams of fat, so it is higher in fat, 8 grams of protein, 7 carbs, no added sugars. That's what we're looking for on every label, is no added sugars. This one, which is, again, it's the Naked Nutrition is the website, or is the company, nakednutrition.com, I believe. Yeah, .com is the website. And it actually says nakednutrition.com/promo. You could probably get a little discount by using that. So this is peanut butter powder. It is peanuts, and that's it. Nothing else is in it. It has 1.5 grams of fat. So it doesn't have the fat like the regular peanut butter because they've taken all the oil out to make it a powder. And it has 6 grams of protein. So you're still gonna get protein from it, plus the peanut flavor versus having the extra fat. So again, balancing whether you need more fat, you need less fat. Can you guys keep it down a little bit, please? So it's a good option. As I mentioned to my client this morning, it gives you a good peanut butter flavor in a shake. I've put it in muffins. You could put it in pancakes. It gives you that good flavor without adding, I guess, the volume and the fat and the liquidiness that you would get from a regular peanut butter, but it's not something you would want to just like take a scoop of and eat. It's not going to be like that. Next option, more protein powders. This one is a good brand too. This is Truvani. Again, I've talked about the Food Babe. I talked about her book. This is her brand that she created. She's got 4 flavors. It has 3 grams of fat and 20 grams of protein, 5 carbs in it. And it's minimal ingredients. It's a pea protein. It's got cacao in it. It's got some vanilla. This particular one has vanilla powder, pumpkin seed concentrate, some monk fruit extract, which as sweetener alternatives go, monk fruit itself is fine. It's when you get the sugar alcohols that can start to give you some issues. So monk fruit extract is fine. Chia seed protein. So it's got several different protein mixes together with a little monk fruit and some chocolate and vanilla kind of flavoring in it. So these are good. My boys eat these or use this shake a lot. And they have a chocolate peanut butter, a banana cinnamon, and a vanilla, I think, are the 4 flavors. And then finally, my newest addition, which again is, for me, for my digestive issues, is this, it's pure paleo. It is a bone broth protein. So I love my bone broth. I've talked about that before. I actually just had some before this video. It's very good for your gut. Again, it's got all the, kind of the collagen-y stuff like you have from collagen powder. It's got all the good stuff in it. But this one is a powder, and it actually has some vanilla flavoring in it as well, and a little bit of stevia leaf extract. So this one's a little sweet. It wouldn't be the same as my liquid bone broth that I drink. So this one, makes a good little shake. Just in water is fine. It's how I had it yesterday, probably how I will have it today, but same thing. You could mix it into, you could mix it in with milk. You could mix it in with anything. It mixes better in room temperature than cold, as far as if you're shaking, if you're blending, whatever is fine because the blender works. So those are kind of the like shake type drinking proteins that I like. The other option, and again, I've mentioned these before. I know I've shared some links before. These are one of my favorite go-tos. It is the Paleo Valley turkey sticks and beef sticks. They have multiple flavors, so feel free to try them all. My favorite is this the jalapeno flavored beef stick. And the turkey, there's only 2 flavors in the turkey, the original and cranberry orange, and they're both really good. Again, this one, less fat than this one. It doesn't have it on here, so I'd have to look up the grams. Yeah, it doesn't have it listed on here, so I don't remember exactly how many grams it is, but it's a good little snack. I have several of these in my bag. They stay in my purse all the time. My kids like them. They use them for snacks as well, especially when we're running back and forth between basketball and softball and baseball and all that kind of stuff. And then another option, again, I don't have a lot of different ones at home, but is a protein bar. So this one is from Scout. It is, they have actually, let me get the other ones. They have little bars like this that the kids like. These are not protein. This one is, it's basically some dates and, you know, either fruit or spices or whatever, depending on what, which flavor you get. So there's only 2 proteins in this, but it's a good little bar. It's almost like dessert, if you want a little dessert. Yes. But it's a good little option, especially for kids, and it's small, it's not huge. These are actual protein bars. So they're dates, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. This one has cacao and cherries in it, and it has 10 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat, and no added sugars, but it has 18 sugars, but that's from the dates. It's not added sugars. So again, as long as the sugar isn't a problem for you, it's natural sugars from the dates, not from adding stuff in. And they have a bunch of different flavors of these. I've also mentioned before in the snack video that I did, the Bulletproof collagen protein bars that are really good. Those are, again, they're higher in fat because they use MCT oil and almond butters and stuff like that, but they are delicious. And they're, I think, around the like 10 to 12 grams of protein as well. So that's a pretty wide variety of proteins that you can get. So think about, you know, every meal you want to have some kind of protein, you know, depending on what your number is that you have to hit. You want to get, you know, maybe 10 to 20 grams of protein within each meal. And, you know, you add a supplement like these, and that gives you that little extra bump. I have many times combined protein powders to get like 40 grams in one shake. It's okay to do that. You don't want to get everything from a shake. You want to get some real food in there. And then obviously, you know, your beans, spinach, if you have tofu, all of the other things like that, the vegan options, they have proteins. You know, you want to be careful with getting a good mix, because you want to get all of the essential amino acids, and you can't get that all from one thing unless you're eating animal proteins, or I think is it tofu maybe? I'm not a vegan, so I'm not as up to par on this. But there's, you know, like beans, you can't get all of the amino acids from it. So you need to combine beans with something else, like a rice or something. I have to look up the combinations so that you're getting all of them in one meal. So if you are vegan and you have more questions about that, Jason can definitely answer. And I know I have somewhere, I have kind of a chart that shows the things that you should combine to get all the essential amino acids. So that is it. You know, scramble up some eggs, make some little frittatas, make egg muffins, make hard-boiled eggs to have around. Those are really good kind of quick bite snack things. These are really good options. Also, I just made, I'll show you. The kids like, you know, to have a muffin every now and then, especially with breakfast. These are a banana bread muffin from Simple Mills brand. And I either add chia seeds or flax to it, which gives it an extra little punch of protein on top of what's already in there. So, you know, something like that, just find ways to add a little protein in, add a little collagen powder into something, add a protein powder, have a yogurt which already has some protein in it, and then add a little protein powder. Maybe not a full serving of protein powder, maybe it's just a half serving, but that's 10 more grams of protein on top of whatever's already in the yogurt, which is a really good option. And real quick, because I have it out here, this is a beef gelatin, unflavored. I use this for my yogurt to give it a little extra protein. Between the flax milk and this, it gives it a little extra protein. For 1 tablespoon, there's 11 grams. This is really good if you like little gummies kind of things. You can make gummies with this. I mean, granted, you're not going to eat all of them in one sitting, so you're not getting 11 grams of protein in one sitting for that, but it gives it a little extra punch of protein, plus it thickens. So this turns into basically like a jelly kind of consistency. So I've used it in my homemade jam when I make jam. Sometimes I have made gummies using my jam, blended up with this, heated up, and then pour it into molds and make gummies. So it's another little, just kind of an added something. You can use it for, it even says on here, for gelatin desserts and gummies, thickening, stabilizer, substitute, cooking. So you can add, you know, little things like this that give just a little extra punch to whatever you're having. Feel free to ask questions, reach out if there's anything else you want to know about. If you want to know more about how each one of us fits all of our protein in for the day, I would be happy to share kind of a, you know, a more detailed of how many grams are in each meal that I eat, or I'm sure any of the other coaches would as well. So I know protein is kind of the big thing that a lot of people struggle with. It's easy to eat the carbs, usually eat not the great carbs, but eat, you know, carbs. It's easy to get a lot of fat. The protein is usually where we all struggle. So if you get your protein right, everything else is probably going to level out and balance out, and you're going to feel better. You're going to recover better from your workouts, and you'll start to repair and build that muscle a little bit easier. I look forward to seeing you soon, and have a great day.